All right, guys. So we had some technical difficulties. It happens. But so what we decided to do is just to record this video and then we're going to post it after. So unfortunately, we weren't able to go live, but we can still have you guys comment and post questions that you might have for Lisa. So Lisa, thank you for joining me. I'm glad to have you on, as always. So this week in the Stress Free and Balanced Life community, I'm going to be sharing my story about becoming an online health and fitness coach. And much of my story has to do with my team and the people that I've been helping along this journey. And so the first person that popped to mind was Lisa. I wanted Lisa to share her story about how she became, her journey to becoming a health and fitness coach and what she's doing now to live in her prime. So just a little backstory. Lisa and I met through boot camp several years ago. I don't know how many years has it been now? 5 years. So a long time ago. And I just started on my journey to becoming a coach. I was probably about a year and a half, almost 2 years in the business. But what I was doing with Beachbody is I was sharing some of the products with my clients, enjoying Shakeology myself, but I wasn't really working the business like I am now. And most people start that way. And that's the beauty of this business is you can pick and choose how you want to work it. So at that time, I was probably maybe working the business maybe 2-3 hours a week and running some challenge groups, some accountability groups. And I invited Lisa to participate into one of my groups. And so that's kind of how this all started originally, with getting her involved in the team. And so this is all about Lisa today. I'll be sharing my story more on Friday. So I want to have Lisa just kick it off. So Lisa, please, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what you do, about your family, and then any struggles, that you've had along your health and fitness journey.
Thanks, Kelly. It's a pleasure to be here. Pleasure to be part of the team. So let me introduce myself. My name is Lisa Milano. I've been married to my husband, Dino, for 33 years. We have 2 daughters, 27 and 25. One of them is hiking the entire Pacific Crest Trail right now, so that's always on my mind. I'm a mother, a daughter, a caretaker, a manager, a co-worker. I have many different roles in my life. So I live in the Bay Area in Foster City. I work, my full-time job during the day is at Genentech, which takes up a large percentage of my daytime, at least 40 to 50 hours per week. And I also care for my mother, once a month. She's a stroke victim. When I talk further about what brought me to this, my family is one of the big reasons why I am a health and fitness coach. So personally, I've struggled with weight my whole life. I was an overweight kid. I went through a period where I was anorexic. I've always struggled up and down. In my 50s, I hit menopause. Welcome menopause. 25 pounds later, I was like, wow, I am just not a happy person. I don't feel healthy. And that's actually when I started to get really focused on my health. And that's when I joined boot camp with Kelly. And Kelly introduced me to Beachbody, the products and the challenges, which changed my life drastically. So that's a little bit about me.
So what was it about, like when I initially invited you to participate in your first challenge group, like what was it that at that time in your life, what were you really struggling with? What was the big factor of why you decided to participate in a group?
Well, like I said, I was really struggling with weight. I had probably even a year before I started with Kelly, I'd really been focusing on trying to get rid of that, the 25 pounds. And I had succeeded. I was down about 15 pounds, but I still was struggling. Energy levels, just not really focused on what I was eating. So I was still struggling at that point. So when Kelly first came to me, I think my first reaction was, well, I don't do shakes, which is common.
Drinking one for lunch.
Which is common, yes, as I'm drinking my shake right now, which is a common response because a lot of times people think, well, it's a shake, it's not going to satisfy me. And she eventually talked me into joining a challenge, and I did. And my first challenge, I think, was 10 days. And into the second week, I really noticed a huge difference in my energy level. When I drank the shake, it sustained me for hours. I was making better choices. I was like, wow, there's something really different about this because I'm feeling great. And I really got hooked from there, and I really saw the benefits of, Shakeology and the programs.
Awesome. Okay, so why don't you tell us how long you've been a Beachbody coach now and how you got started? So I know that's going to kind of lead into what you're going to say.
Yeah, so I guess this is my 4th year. It happened so fast. So I've been coaching for 4 years. Honestly, when Kelly first came to me and asked me about coaching, I got into it for the discount. I was like, yeah, I love this stuff. Why not get a discount? And as I started to get more into the products and the programs, people started asking me at work and stuff, well, what is that? What are you drinking? What are you doing? You look great. You just seem so more energetic. What is that? And so, I started kind of reaching out to my friends at work, and it was, apparent. And at that time, I'm always one of those people that want to help and lead others. And so, that really kind of launched me into making this more of a business opportunity than just being a discount coach, and really helping others achieve their fitness and health. And many of my customers and coaches are here in my workplace. So just, setting that example at work, always walking around with my shake, the blender, constantly moving. I mean, it was great. As I got rolling over the first year, you would hear the blenders rolling in the morning and the afternoon. It was just a wonderful sound. But yeah, so I mean, that's why I got into it, and why I love it. But the other reason is more personal. I've seen my family struggle with health-related issues that could have been avoided. High blood pressure runs in our family. Stroke, heart attack. So, I really have come into my 50s with a proactive mind, about really being proactive about my fitness in my prime years. And I can tell you that in 4 years of being a coach and living, drinking my Shakeology 365, I have rarely been sick. I can maybe count on one hand how many times. My blood pressure, cholesterol has all lowered. I mean, my health is probably the best it's been in 20 years or more. It's just incredible. So, I'm 59 this year, and this is my year where I want to be 59 and strong, rolling into 60, because that's my goal, is to be active through my prime years.
I love that. So, Lisa, tell me, what was your biggest objection to coaching?
Yeah, so I think, walking in, my objections were, number one, well, I wasn't a fitness, I wasn't into fitness. So I work at Genentech. I'm in, the biotech industry, and I wasn't into fitness, and a lot of the coaches were. And it was like, well, will I be able to talk this, walk this? What does that look like? But the funny part about that is that 3 years into it, I did get certified in Country Heat, and I have been teaching fitness classes. So, never say never. Okay. I think,
but that isn't. But for all, and one of the objections that you have is one that many people have, is like, I don't do what you do. Me being a full-time professional, 80 to 90% of the coaches within Beachbody have no fitness experience. They get started for reasons like you did, because of you just fell in love with the product and you wanted to help people. So, but you never knew there was this hidden passion that you learned along your journey, and you wanted to teach a dance class.
Yeah, and you're right. But I think people walk in with the assumption they don't know what the rest of the population looks like, and they assume that, well, I'm not in the fitness industry. Number two, would I have enough time? That's the hard part of it. I love what I do as a coach, but my evening hours, lunchtime are really the time that I have to focus. The other thing for me, and I'm part of the older generation, is I'm not very social media savvy. And so there's a big learning curve for me, and there still is, but I'm constantly learning and challenging myself to do better. I think that those are probably the top three going in.
Awesome. So what was the it factor that made you decide to say yes to the opportunity to join the team?
Well, the it factor was, number one, the product. It sells itself. There's just so many great things I can say about not only Shakeology and the programs, but just overall the support. So that's number one. It sells itself. It's a great product. Number two, my passion is to help people, and I really enjoy working with people and having them reach their goals in health and fitness and being active in their prime. And overall, it's keeping myself fit and accountable and healthy. So I think those are the biggest factors. And not only that, but it's just a great team to be involved in. So all of those factors together is why I'm where I am today, and now they can't get rid of me. So
But so what you're saying though, number one, because a lot of people don't necessarily know about the team when they first join, and I was still in the building stages of building this team myself and becoming more of an involved coach, but I was still very passionate about Shakeology as well and the fitness aspect of it. So, the big it factor for you overall was Shakeology, right? It was just the benefits that you saw from it, how you felt. You noticed that, think within that 10-day challenge, you lost 5 or 6 pounds, or
exactly.
you were I haven't lost this amount of weight in this, in a healthy way in a long time. And you just saw that it works. And I think that's a huge thing.
Yeah. I think the other selling factor around Shakeology and the programs is it's sustainable. So, a lot of times people get into a program, they lose a ton of weight and they can't sustain it. And that's really the hardest part, is changing your mindset and lifestyle so you can sustain your weight and remain active and healthy.
Absolutely. So far, you've been a coach for quite some time now. So what has your favorite experience been as a coach so far?
Favorite? That's really hard. It's really hard. There's so many. I really love going to Summit and being with the team. I went to my 4th Summit this year. It was probably the best. I mean, it was just, team was great. Many of us have, there was a group of us that have been around for a while and then newcomers, and just the bond that we have together, and everybody believes in one another, and we just always have each other's back, and we just have a good time together. It's a lot of fun. I think number one, the summits are I look forward to every year. But I think if I flip that and think about not just the team, but the passion for helping others, I mean, that first time somebody comes to you and says, wow, you've really helped change my life. I mean, that's really what it's all about.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I completely agree. Just paying it forward. It would be so selfish for us as coaches to find this amazing product and something that works so great for us and not be able to share that and share our story and the things that we've struggled with. Because I know joining this team can be something that's scary. It's the unknown. And there's something, that common thread that holds us all together. And that's just really that passion to live healthy and fit lives and pay it forward. And that's where a community comes together. And that's really the underlying thing. All of us can work our business differently. Maybe there's some people that are what we call discount coaches or fitness enthusiasts that join originally like that. And that's exactly how Lisa joined. And she had no idea about the other doors that would be open, like teaching her own class, going to all these summits, going to Punta Cana, doing all these fun trips, that she never knew that opportunity laid ahead until she said yes to this, just to open up her mind to becoming a coach. All right, so let's bring this home. So last 2 questions for you. So what would you tell those who are considering joining our team? What would you tell them? Why should they trust us and say yes to this opportunity?
Okay, so what would I tell them? Well, number one is this is a family, really. Our team, like I said earlier, we're here to support you and to make you successful, and we have your back. So it's really a close team. We have a lot of fun together. It's not just that we're coming together to try to sell this great product, but we're really are very active together, supportive, and we've all just become really close friends. So if you're looking for that connection and support, this is the right team for you. And it has years of experience in it. So, you always have someone you can go to within the team for support.
And you don't need to know what the heck you're doing to join.
That's right. You don't need to know what you're doing. Absolutely.
Yeah. You learn as you go, and really most people say yes because they want that sense of community. They want to be held accountable as well, like what Lisa's saying in our health and fitness community, and then just be a part of a positive environment, because unfortunately a lot of times in the workplace it's not so much of a positive environment. There's candy, food, donuts. I mean, there's so many temptations around, and when you have these groups that we're a part of that we help lead, we join forces and we just say, no thank you, that's not for us. You don't need to follow the norm and feel guilty because someone brings in a dozen donuts and you feel like you have to eat it. Like, it's just that sense of community that we have to support each other. And then if you do eat a donut, who gives a crap? You ate a donut, get over it. It's life. You should enjoy yourself. But it's just knowing that you're not going to fall back into your old ways. You're just living your life, and it's okay if you fall off. We'll be here to pick you back up and to help you through that journey. Okay, so last question. How has your life changed since becoming a coach?
How has my life changed? Well, number one, again, my health and my fitness, overall fitness, has never been better in my life. I feel great. I'm super energetic. I'm very active. So number one, that's been a great benefit. Number two, I now have we talked about the team. I now have a team that I, look at as some of my best friends, my family, that I get support from. Personal development, that's also something that I wasn't really focused on in the past, and has really helped me in certain areas in my growth. So I think that those are the biggest ahas so far. But there's more to come because it's a journey, and I'm on part of the journey. And as I evolve, I will grow more in different areas and with the business.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking time on your lunch break. And as you guys can see, Lisa's in an office, so not everyone, most coaches do this as a side gig, as a side hustle, and we don't really consider what we do as a job. It's, most people that start this coaching business, it's a way to pay for their health and fitness, and it's something fun that we're all a part of. But then in the process, you learn how you can actually, make money doing this business. I know Lisa's, one of her goals is this is going to be her retirement career, being able to just continue doing what she loves, still being able to earn some money, and then even being able to pay it more forward in her community as she enjoys her retirement. So that's really exciting because, a lot of people aren't thinking that far ahead about what can I do when I retire? I can really dive into this passion that I have. But she's still very active. She's, you know, works full time. She has 2 grown daughters. She's a wife. She's got a lot of stuff going on in her life. So one of the main reasons why I wanted to interview Lisa is because I wanted everyone to see that it's not something, I mean, the whole time thing, that was one of her objections from the beginning. And you don't have to have much time. You just have to have that want and desire to invite something new into your life and to try something different. And it can be, it can really, you know, just the growth opportunity and the way that you develop through this journey can be incredible. So Lisa, thank you so much for your time. And I hope you guys enjoyed this interview, and please be sure to comment below and ask us any questions that you have. Lisa will be sure to answer them.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.